Hello and welcome to Zero Point Energy, where there's 0 point what we talk about and just as much energy. Hi, Jorge.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jorge.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jorge.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
And in case you couldn't tell by that, today we are talking about the 2023 movie Barbie.
This is a very, very packed podcast because this is a very weird movie. It's great. It's actually a pretty decent movie. It's just weird.
I enjoyed it, though.
Okay, I'll admit, I was all over the place. It was like, at the beginning, I was like, what the fuck is this? Then, like, they did the whole 2001 Space Odyssey, the beginning thing, where instead of the big monolith, it's actually just Barbie and a bunch of little girls with their dollies.
Yep.
It's yes, you took the words right out of my mouth, Knox. No, seriously though, it's freaking weird. Please do not. Is he chewing on the cord?
Yes.
Stop.
Knox,
No.
Stop
No,
that.
no. Stop.
My
That
cat
is
is actively trying to electrocute himself.
Yes, he is. Stop. Buddy, no. Knox, bad for you. It's plastic.
And now he runs away.
Yeah, okay.
I got good aim with bottles.
Yes, you do.
It was an empty plastic bottle. I did not hurt my cat. I just scared him off the couch.
Okay. Like I was saying, specifically though, like, it was at the same time funny, at the same time bizarre. It was...
I mean, it's bizarre, but it's funny because I have seen little girls act like that with dolls, where they're basically smashing them like chimpanzees.
Okay, yes, I'll give you that. Okay, but I mean, like, before they only knew dollies, and now they know Barbie. They have been enlightened. Like, I guess, but at the same time, bruh, like, it's a little too on the nose, as it were.
And that's the point.
Yeah, yes, just okay. Look, we're gonna be arguing a lot about this movie. Not arguing against it or arguing for it, probably, but just the way this was made. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's an oddball one.
Just okay. Fuck it. You know what? Let's talk about this movie actually somewhat in order, just to go through what we actually watched. We just talked about the beginning. It is basically a not literally a shot-for-shot remake, but it is a remake of the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, it absolutely is. It is damn near shot for shot.
Damn near, but it's like I said, it's weird. Okay, the fact that they're likening.
Bum, dun, 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 dun.
Bum, bum.
Bamba. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes. And then we go from that into idealized Barbie land, where instead of patriarchy having taken over the world, it was feminism.
It's the matriarchy.
Yes, we'll call it the matriarchy. It's
women run everything.
literally, and all the Kens are second-class citizens. And Alan, we cannot forget about Alan.
I mean, everybody forgets about Alan, though.
He's literally the red-headed stepchild of the Barbieverse.
Well, it's because he's Ken's buddy, and all of Ken's clothes fit him.
Congrats. I mean, men don't really trade clothes like that, but okay.
I mean, we don't, but we do. Like, it's very helpful having a friend who wears a similar size clothing as you.
Okay, the thing that you and I have traded before was shorts because I literally had none.
Yep.
Not jockey shorts, people. Don't go there.
No, just a pair of sweat shorts just for, like, lounging around and sleeping in and stuff.
Exactly. I mean, fuck.
But it's still useful to have a close friend who's a similar size to you. Yeah, you tell him, Bandit.
Anyways. From there we have literally seeing Barbies saying hi to each other the entire time, literally like the beginning. Hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Barbie.
It's like the Waltons, except it's all one name.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain that one. Yes, I know the Walton family that owns Walmart, but still,
No. You've never seen the show The Waltons?
no.
Oh, okay. Have you ever seen the trope of Night Jim Bob, Night, or all the kids keep going through different names?
Yes,
That's the Waltons. There's like 10 kids, so they said goodnight. That like the whole episode would close with everyone saying goodnight to each other.
that's cute.
So Barbie opened with that, but instead of saying 30 different names, it's just, hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hey Barbie, hi Barbie, how you doing Barbie, have a good day Barbie, beautiful morning Barbie.
Like we said, everything is idealized to the point of annoyingness. But besides that, they literally have every single type of Barbie ever imagined.
Yes. They had Space Barbie, they had President Barbie, Secretary Barbie, Teacher Barbie, they had Midge, the pregnant Barbie, they had Skipper and Stacy,
Oh God, Skipper.
they had Teresa. Well, that's the thing. Some of these Barbies have different names, but they still just call them Barbie, except for Midge, Skipper, and Casey.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Like, Teresa. There's like 3 Teresas in this movie, and they just call them Barbie.
I don't know. Mattel is weird.
Mattel.
Whatever.
Montel is a talk show host from the 90s.
I said Mattel.
I thought you said Montel.
No,
Like
why
Montel
would
Williams.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
I don't know. I just watched every once in a while with the stripteases.
I used to watch it every night.
Why?
I liked it. I watched a lot of fucking TV in the 90s, okay?
So did I. Usually daytime.
See, I was one of those people who stayed up late watching shit like Sybil and Mad About You, Cheers reruns, MASH, Murphy Brown.
Okay, I watched Mad About You, Cheers, MASH, and there was one more show. It had to do something about a coach.
Coach?
Seriously?
Was he a football coach?
Yes.
And the guy who voiced SpongeBob, was he a dumb quarterback named Boomer?
Yes.
That the name of the show was Coach.
Okay then.
Well, Greg T. Nelson as the main character is the coach.
Look, we're getting off topic again.
Yeah, I mean we're trying, but
We're still us, okay? The ADHD and the dopamine run the show.
yes, and
Okay.
we enjoy it. And really, this movie did not help with that.
No, it did
Focusing
not.
on anything in this movie was painful.
It's all the same all the same color, then all the different color, then all the different people, then all the different types of shit that they did.
Yeah,
Like literally, beach was a job.
and, sometimes you got to beach hard, and sometimes somebody encroaches on your beach, so then you got to have a beach off, and there's just something primal about a bunch of Kens beaching each other off in public.
Okay, we know what you're thinking. We thought the same thing. It's a dance-off. It's literally just a dance-off, first of all. Second of all, actually, it did actually seem kind of primal, legitimately. They have this entire big war scene. They're fighting each other with sports equipment. And then there's a dance-off.
Yes, the war ends with a beach off.
Where they literally then just start performing a dance and stuff together. And then they unite as one body of Kens.
We are Legion, we are Ken.
Now, if you ever hear a demon say that, run. Like legit.
I mean, Kens are kind of a demon.
Okay, speaking of, okay, Ken in this movie is basically the primary antagonist. Where yes, he is the antagonist, but not because he's also kind of a victim. In this case, not of the patriarchy, but of the matriarchy. Believe it or not. Because basically, the way I'm interpreting this is the Kens are the women in the idealized Barbie World because they are second-class citizens. They aren't respected or hold any offices.
I mean, their job is literally to beach every day.
Mostly.
No, literally, that every Ken, their job is beach.
There was lifeguard Ken.
Who's not licensed to save people or go in the water. His job is to beach.
Cowboy Ken.
Doesn't have a horse. He's just in cowboy gear on the beach. He's Cowboy Beach Ken.
Sounds more like Country Boy Ken.
Country Boy Ken was the accessory that was canceled for Magic Earring Ken. If
That was
you
a
know,
loaded
you
joke.
know.
Okay, in all seriousness though, Barbie goes through her life. Would you call it a... Okay, yeah, life
I mean,
in...
she goes through her life wrapped in plastic. It's fantastic.
Really? Really?
She undresses everywhere.
Okay, yes, fine. We'll give Aqua a... flag? No.
Hey, they missed a great opportunity to have that song in this fucking movie.
I don't disagree.
Like, that should have been the song for the transition from Barbie World to the real world.
That would have actually been epic.
Or, and what they did, or what they should have done, is when they transitioned back from real world to Barbie World, and they see that the Kens have taken over, it should be the Ava Max, not your Barbie. Because they're going in reverse.
Okay, you have to be in movies. Hot damn. Seriously. That would have been awesome. Mattel, whatever the fuck. They have more than enough money. Seriously.
Yeah.
Why do I keep saying Mattel?
I don't know. M-A-T-T-E-L-O. It's Mattel to you?
I've always heard it as Mattel.
It's Mattel.
Fine, Mattel.
You don't say Matilda. It's Matilda.
It doesn't sound right though.
Mattel.
Mattel sounds better.
Mondelez.
What?
Mondelez. Monsantos. Mattel?
Mondelez.
Mondelez.
Monsanto.
Monsanto.
Okay, enough of the dopamine. Okay, back to the movie. Specifically. Okay, Barbie's going through her life. She literally has... she doesn't have a job. She basically just goes around. Her name is literally Stereotypical Barbie.
Yes, that's Margot Robbie's character, the main Barbie of the movie. She is Stereotypical Barbie. And she doesn't want for anything. She doesn't want anything to change. Her life is happy. Every day is the exact same, and she likes it that way. Until the day when she literally questions, what would it be like to die? Like, she has an existential crisis while at a party surrounded by other dancing Barbies.
Yes, a bespoke dance party that apparently happens every night with choreographed dances that everyone just knows. So basically, the entire Barbie universe is a musical.
Yeah.
They don't sing, really. Some people sing. But in the movie, in terms of the dance place area, they don't sing. The Kens did, though.
Well, I mean, they sing, but they only know one song.
It's not the Aqua song.
No, they only know Closer to... Oh, God. Closer to Fine by the Indigo Girls.
I thought you were going to say Closer My Heart to Thee, you know, the one that they had in the Titanic.
Near, far.
Wrong song. The violin one that the guys were playing at the end when the Titanic was sinking.
I literally only know one song from Titanic.
Bruh.
Dude, Celine Dion. That song was fucking everywhere.
Yes, but you don't like Celine Dion.
I don't, but I used to get a ride to school by my aunt who only listened to AM radio. So, like, every fucking morning, I had to hear My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Well, fuck. No offense to Celine Dion. Yes, we know she's dead. God bless her. But at the same time, Canadian treasure. Back to the movie.
Wait, she died?
Yeah. I'm not even kidding.
I
Hold on.
totally forgot about that.
Celine Dion.
Like, I knew her husband died.
Wait, what the fuck? Okay, looks like she's dying?
Oh, okay. See, that's different.
I swear I heard she was dead.
Uh,
Like she passed away from some disease is what I heard. That was affecting her muscles.
she's... Nope, according to this, she is still alive, age 55.
Okay, my apologies.
Her husband, Renee, died in 2016.
Okay, I am completely cutting that out of the podcast. Because I was wrong, and it's not ideal. Unlike the Barbie World.
I mean, there's some things wrong with the Barbie World.
There's plenty of things wrong with the Barbie World, okay? Instead of patriarchy, it's a matriarchy. Men hold no positions of power over there.
Men. One of the best things E.G. Daily has ever done with her life.
Agreed.
Other than being Tommy Pickles.
Took me a second. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the whole the kid's voice for that men. That's E.G. Daily, the voice actress that does Tommy Pickles.
I did not know that.
Oh. I'm a font of dumb, useless knowledge.
We know, buddy. We know.
I wish other people would appreciate it as much as you do.
What? You have useless knowledge. I have useless knowledge. It's just more applicable sometimes. It works.
I mean, we're both useless in our own rights.
Don't tell the women folk. Otherwise, they'll do the same thing as the Barbies.
Well, I was going to point out, like, I'm not quite white. You're Mexican.
Okay, so we're both drummer Kens.
Yes.
Literally. One of
Although
the
I
only
can
brown
actually
men.
play drums, so...
What?
Although I can actually play drum. You're one of the 30 guitar-playing Kens.
I'm a basic bitch. Okay, back to the movie.
I mean, we can upgrade you to ukulele, because at least then you get to be John Cena mermaid Ken.
I don't look good in scales.
True, eczema is not a good look on you.
Exactly. Seriously, though. They go through the town. Lizzo is singing a song that's basically narrating part of the movie. Helen Mirren, also as narrator, does a really good job.
Yes. I mean, Helen Mirren is always awesome.
Agreed.
Honestly, like, I wish she was in the movie more, but Rhea Perlman is awesome.
Agreed. I have no complaints about that.
We need to do the movie Carpool so we can have a whole movie of her being the bad guy. Because she plays a cop that she's like the main like antagonist of the movie. It's just fucking awesome. Because she's a meter maid. So she's chasing them down the whole movie in one of those 3-wheeler meter maid carts.
Those things don't go very far, really?
Oh man, hers has Nas.
This sounds ridiculous.
Oh, it's a stupidly ridiculous movie. I mean, it's a Tom Arnold movie from the 90s.
You know what? Fuck it. Why not? We've
Like,
watched this. Why not?
The main soundtrack song of it is "I Want to Be Sedated" by the Ramones.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yay!
Let me see. Where were we? Right. They're at the dance party. You can tell that Ken is wanting to be somewhat, I wouldn't call it thirsty, but at the same time, it's like, you can tell.
Man,
He
he's
wants
so thirsty. He's out in the desert, man.
But it's not sexual. It's not horny. It's, I love you, and I want you to love me.
I mean, it's horny without knowing why it's horny, because, like, towards the end of the party, when they're alone, and he's trying to kiss her, and she's just standing there with her hands behind her back, like, okay, it's the end of the night. He's like, I was hoping I could stay over. Why?
I really don't know.
it seems like something we should do, but it's girls' night. It's always girls' night, of course.
Like many women have said before, you always have boys' night. Stay home, cuddle. At least in popular culture, or no, popular media rather.
I was gonna go with, as many women have said before, I likes you, but not like that. A moment of silence for all of our friend-zoned homies.
Not just that. A moment of silence for Ryan Gosling. The man was friend-zoned. He was in the goddamn Notebook, okay? That right there is a goddamn panty dropper. And yes, I said the term panty dropper.
I mean, would. It's Ryan Gosling. He's a beautiful man.
I was going to say, are we talking about erection, or are we talking about Amy Adams or Ryan Gosling? But okay, Ryan Gosling. You know what? I'll give it to you.
All three.
I don't disagree, but moving on. After this, literally, at that night, she's thinking, you know what? I'm wondering what it's like to die.
Yep.
It's just... It makes no sense that somebody who's living a happy life in an idealized world that knows so much, literally, they know a lot of shit, a lot of knowledge and shit, and at the same time, they have no concept of death, so they know so many things, but at the same time, they don't know some of the basic stuff, like death.
Because they're plastic, they're immortal.
Okay, so now let's talk about pollution. Plastics are immortal. Stop using them. Use glass. It's better for you. And the environment. Just don't swallow any.
But then you can't have the rampant consumerism that destroys the planet.
Yes, you can. And it's recyclable.
No. They tried a biodegradable Barbie once. People would bury them in their backyards and never find them again.
That's the point. Biodegradable. No, seriously though. The fact that she could actually have that thought makes no effing sense. And that's the crux of the movie. Because then from then on, the entire life that she has is less plastic, less idealized. And she gets literally less shiny.
Yes. She starts to become mortal and human. So, like, they did a really good job with this movie. Which I don't know if it's CG or if it's just the makeup work. But all of the Barbies, all of the Kens, they have this shine to their skin. They look plastic. They are all literally suffering from the uncanny valley effect of, I know it's fake, but it looks so real.
And not just that, it's also that in parts of the movie, it looks like they must have CGI'd them a little bit just to be stiffer, because they do look almost matte shiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Matte is supposed to be not shiny, but what I mean by that is it's still somewhat glossy. Not a lot, but a little.
Yeah. And Barbie, once she starts having her thoughts of death and the existential crisis of what is self, she starts losing that shine, that luster. She starts, like, her skin starts to look like skin. Her makeup stops being so perfect, and you start to slowly, as the movie goes, you see more and more like what you'd expect a human face to look like. You see the laugh lines, you see the bone structure of her cheeks move as she smiles and talks and all that. Whereas at the very beginning, when she's in Barbie World, everything's stiff and plastic and perfect.
And it's, I mean, okay, we start with basically she can't wake up correctly because she hears Lizzo's song singing, and Lizzo literally says in the song, "Girl, you okay?" type thing.
That's when she falls off the roof.
Right. Okay, yeah. She literally falls off the roof. The dream houses have no walls. The fact that nobody's fallen before is kind of a miracle.
Oh, because they can float down to the ground. Like, that's how they get out of their houses. She goes up to her roof and steps off and glides gently to the ground and lands on her perfectly pointed toes because her heels can never touch the ground.
I forgot that part, but okay. All right,
Which,
now.
I had to point out this joke because watching this movie before, it was my second time seeing it. They talk so much about feet in this movie and show her feet so much that you would think just for a moment this was a Tarantino movie.
Then I said I thought Schneider was involved. Schneider. God damn it, I can't say words today. I thought Schneider was involved, but apparently not, because Sean said...
All these actresses are over 18.
There you go.
Dan Snyder, by the way.
Yes. Snyder? I thought it was Schneider.
Schneider.
I thought. Okay, fine,
But
whatever.
but Snyder, not the Snyder who did the horrible Justice League movie.
That's Zach. We're talking Dan. Yes.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay.
Different smelling. Yeah, different spelling. Although I'm pretty sure they might be pretty differently smelling too.
Okay. No need to get into smell-o-vision. Now,
Allegedly, gotta throw that in there to protect ourselves.
allegedly. Fine. Allegedly, stuff happened. Allegedly, having fetishes. Allegedly, doing stuff.
The fetishes are well documented. That's fact. The allegedly is other things.
Okay. Allegedly, everything up and into other stuff. Moving on.
Yeah.
Specifically, after the crisis, literally, she has flat feet and then cellulite. And we're not talking fallen arches. I literally mean her feet were stuck in freaking heel mode.
Yeah. It goes to the trailer and the first poster, the teaser poster that came out for the movie, where they showed the feet at that unnatural angle in the heel, and everyone lost their mind seeing that poster. Like, that's such an unnatural angle. No one can hold their foot like that. Like, yeah, it's a fucking Barbie doll. Their feet are literally carved to look like that.
Exactly.
And they make the joke of it where she's like, when she finally, like, her heels touch the ground for the first time, she goes, "Girl, there's something wrong with me. Like, my heels are literally on the ground right now. I'm not on tiptoes for the first time in my life."
Not just that, she actually fell over when it happened. She didn't know how to stand.
She didn't know how to rest her weight on her entire foot. She has always been balancing on just the ball of her foot, like somebody wearing ungodly high heels.
Those are called stilettos or hooker heels.
Yes. Which honestly, well, I mean, they did make one, but it wasn't an official release. I'm surprised there isn't a hooker Barbie, because you can. The whole point of Barbie is you can be anything you want. There are some women who grow up and want to be sex workers. Make a stripper Barbie, damn it.
Like many occasions prior, this is where Jorge is going to say no comment.
Hey, they can motorize a fucking skipper so that she can jump over one of those goddamn skippets. Because, yeah, that's all Mattel, too.
Wow.
So they've got a skipper that's motorized and can actually skip it. Why can't they motorize a goddamn Barbie dream house to have a stripper pole in the bedroom?
Like I said, no comment.
I mean, you want to stimulate the economy of Barbie World. Get them Ken spending some money at the strip club.
Again.
Although, then we might end up with a bunch more midgets.
Again. No comment.
Single mother Barbie.
Next. Now. Because of this loss of the ideal Barbie, we go back to the real... We have literally Barbie visiting Weird Barbie, played by the always awesome Kate McKinnon.
Who is so fantastic in this role and perfectly cast that Mattel is actually making a Weird Barbie to sell.
I congratulate one of my favorite comedians. Seriously.
She was awesome in this.
She was. And it was... Okay, I don't know how to say this properly. She was the only believable one.
True. But I love how when everybody's apologizing to her, like, we're so sorry that we've called you Weird Barbie behind your back and to your face most of the time. She's like, that's okay. I'm owning it.
Okay. There are so many occasions in this movie where the Barbies are both honest and mean. Because that wasn't the only case. There was also one where, what do you call it? At the beginning, where they're having the sleepover at the night. President Barbie comes over and she's like, what's it called? Yeah, I'm here too. President Barbie. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Like, how full of yourself can you be? And also, is that supposed to be a part of either being a Barbie, the idealized woman, or just the fact that Barbies are the matriarchy in Barbie Land? Which one of the three?
Well, it's the ideal of Barbie. They're super self-confident. That's why they can do anything. Because they exist, they can do anything. So, This one wanted to be the president, so she's the president. She's President Barbie. Although she's not President Barbie because the doll this character's modeled off of is Day to Night Barbie.
Okay, fine.
But there is an actual President Barbie, though. There's a presidential Barbie.
I don't doubt it. I'm just saying, like, this is... It's unnecessarily mean. But then again, I'm not a woman. I don't know if that's a thing. If that is, comments, people. Literally. Educate me.
Just like physicist Barbie talks down to everyone because she's literally smarter than all the others. Other than the Nobel Prize Barbie.
I don't know. They might be the same Barbie.
No, they are two separate Barbies.
Okay, fine.
There's physicist Barbie, there's literature Nobel Prize Barbie, and mathematics Nobel Prize Barbie.
Okay. Then weird Barbie, who somehow has knowledge of everything, literally tells her, you're going to have to go to the real world. How do we get there? There's this big-ass convoluted thing involving a snow ski.
It's a sports car to a power boat to a snowmobile to a camp. No, it's a sports car to a tandem bike to a power boat to a snowmobile to a camper van to having to wear a neon and rollerblade.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then to come back, you have to do that all in reverse.
It's convoluted, it's weird, but it makes dumb sense.
But I love when stereotypical Barbie is trying to figure it out. And so, wait, do I move backwards and do it all in the same order? Or do I... and she just gets interrupted, like, don't overthink it. Like, they don't clarify whether or not stereotypical Barbie actually knows how the fuck to get back. Because weird Barbie literally just tells her, you're thinking too hard.
Okay, now, this movie's weird because everybody's basically smart to an extent in terms of knowing and being able to identify stuff. But then there's still smarter Barbie, like, what do you call it, physicists and stuff, and weird Barbie who's still smart because she knows about the real world and stuff, but somehow doesn't contaminate Barbie Land. Also, apparently, this has happened before. And I want to actually see that prequel. I want to see Skipper in the real world, whenever the fuck that happened, and find out...
Skipper showing up at their family's house and trying to take their infant son's fucking surfing.
Yes, make it horror movie, whatever the fuck. I actually want to see what happens.
Grim dark Barbie.
Oh God. Speaking of, the reason this is happening, okay? We find out later on that Barbie was meditating and she sees a little girl playing with her Barbie and she thinks, you know what? It's this little girl. She's messing me up. Because that's what weird Barbie said.
Yeah.
Then we find out, no, it's America Ferrera, her mom.
Who is having a existential crisis, a bit of a midlife crisis of just like unhappy with her job, the way her life is going in general. Like, she is your typical depressed, overworked office worker. And she's playing with Barbies from when she was a kid while having some dark thoughts.
Now, not that kind of dark, but we are talking about, like, what were the names? Existential Crisis Barbie.
Existential Crisis Barbie, Depression Barbie. There
was one more.
Anxiety Barbie.
There we go. Yeah. And apparently having these thoughts and an adult playing with the doll somehow psychically sent that to the actual doll being used in Barbie Land, creating this.
Oh yeah, it's the Barbies that she created, that she was sketching. It's Unyielding Questions of Death Barbie.
That's it.
Unmitigating Shame Barbie.
Yes.
And I forget the other one.
Whatever, something like that. It was depression or anxiety, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not finding it in here, but Look, the point is, basically, an adult playing with Barbies caused the Barbie to step out of her idealized role and start questioning shit to become more human. Basically, I think they're trying to tell everybody Mattel? What did you say? How do you say that? Instead of Mattel?
You said Mattel. It's Mattel.
That's why. I was saying, how do you say that? Mattel?
Mattel.
Mattel. Okay. Mattel basically is telling everybody, don't play with our dolls if you're an adult. When that's actually, I think, like 40 to 50% of their market share. Adults who collect the dolls, you know?
Pretty much.
Now, that being said, specifically, like, the fact that that could happen if you put it in real world context, I'm amazed this hasn't happened sooner. Because, I mean, I play video games. How the hell would that affect the video game?
I have no idea.
Like, taking the same concept would make it kind of weird. Like, imagine The Last Starfighter, but instead of it being in the real world, you go inside the game, and then it's like, we're fighting, and we're all going to die.
Oh, I know what game that is.
What?
Helldivers.
No!
Yes.
Why?
Because that game is Existential Crisis, the game. It's,
How?
okay, so you take the difficulty curve of Halo 2 Legendary. Gives the characters all the weaknesses and the underpowered weapons of Halo ODST. Throw them into endless hordes of enemies a la Starship Troopers. And then throw some Terminators in there. And then a political system akin to Warhammer 40k.
Okay, that's Citizens United on steroids, plus, like, Starship Troopers and just, no, fuck, okay, fuck.
Like I said, it's Existential Crisis, the video game.
It's not just shooting aliens, it's actual story elements, like, fuck. Look it up, people. You'll either enjoy it or really
It's a fun
have my
game.
reaction.
Like,
Fuck.
I've not played it yet, but every video I've seen of gameplay, or even though the story of the game is like, this is fucking awesome, I need this game. And honestly, if they made one of the Barbie games like that, I would play the Barbie games.
Marine Barbie, reporting for duty. Hoorah! No.
I mean, they did make a soldier Barbie, so fuck it, let's do it, man.
If they did that, I would be equal parts horrified and impressed. Legit.
I mean, Barbie's been around since the Korean War, so can we do Combat Vet Barbie? Where she's just got that 1,000-yard stare.
I have seen some things.
I mean, they've got Amputee Barbie. Let's give her a reason to be an amputee. Yeah, Amputee Barbie is a real thing.
I don't doubt it. No, the fact that you came up with that is, again, equal parts impressive and horrifying.
She comes with a little card that explains the fucking IED that she ran over. She comes with a wrecked Humvee.
Okay, this is...
And like 4 decapitated Kens.
This is starting to sound like Sugar Daddy Ken all over again. Legit.
I was thinking more like Magic Earring Ken.
No, because Magic Earring Ken actually came out. Get it? Came out?
I mean, he was discontinued before he could.
He will forever be in that poor dark closet. And I'm kidding.
There used to be a company here in Chicago that made an anatomically correct Ken.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow. No.
Yeah. They also did Tattoo Barbie.
No, that's just Weird Barbie.
No, this one was literally like covered in tattoos.
Suicide Girl Barbie.
No. They did make one of those, though.
You're kidding.
There's a lot of special edition limited run Barbies.
Wow. Okay.
It might not have been an official release, but yeah, I think somebody did make a Lori Petty Tank Girl Barbie around the time that movie came out.
Okay, like, moving on. Legit, okay? The movie is... I keep saying weird. Look, moving on specifically. Barbie comes to the real world. She meets the little girl. Meanwhile, Ken goes off to study patriarchy because he's like, things are weird here. I'm actually respected. I'm actually seen as a person, not just an accessory.
Yeah, like him going to the real world and seeing that everything's the opposite. Men have the power and are respected, and women are not.
Now, besides that, though, specifically, Barbie experiences being a sex object or being seen as an object and the male gaze and stuff. So, yes, that is bad. It's not something she's used to because she's idealized and stuff. And then Ken, the fact that he actually can just walk around and be normal or be considered normal, not just pining after a Barbie.
Like, Barbie and Ken are going down Venice Beach together, and they are both. Like, they're showing both of their reactions to being exposed to the male gaze for the first time. And Barbie is horrified by it and even points out that it feels vaguely threatening to be looked at like this. Where Ken expresses exactly that. He's like, I don't feel threatened at all. This is kind of nice.
Because he's both being seen as just another dude amongst his brethren in terms of being a male, as well as actually being not hit on exactly, but at the same time appreciated kind of by the gay dudes around.
Yep.
And I mean, quote unquote power to him in terms of how he's feeling empowered. Like I said, this movie is the opposite of feminism in terms of Ken's being a victim of the matriarchy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Then from there, Ken learns all about, well, not literally, because he's kind of an airhead, quite honestly. But he learns about the patriarchy, and then he learns about how it comes with horses and men have the power, and then proceeds to try to do every manly job under the sun, and he finds out he can't because he needs a license, he needs a PhD,
an MBA,
BS,
yeah.
BA, yeah.
Yeah, like all the typical degrees that you would need to be successful in life.
And he's like, the hell is going on here? I'm a guy. And yeah.
Yep. And that's another one of the jokes of the movie. It's like, oh, he's talking to the one guy, like, I will take a high-paying position with lots of respect. I was like, okay, so most of our applicants have an MBA, and most also have a PhD. Like, isn't being a man enough? You know, it used to be, but not anymore. You're doing patriarchy wrong. Actually, we're doing it pretty well. We just hide it good.
Which is actually one of the funnest things in the movie. Like, legit. Because, okay, I'll be honest. Statistically speaking, men are kind of down right now. Okay? Many men are not even going to university anymore. Most universities have female graduates, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Literally, throughout my childhood, and probably part of Sean's at least, They were saying, women, get into college, get into the STEM fields, get into, get into being a astronaut. You know, everything that Barbie was being to show, yes, women can do it. Yes, you can. And now you're kind of pushing guys out. Legit.
Yeah, kind of. It's like Barbie was meant to inspire little girls with the belief of you can be anything as long as you study hard, push yourself, believe in yourself. But then the reality is men are in control and have, like, women don't get paid an equal wage most of the time for the same work or even more work. Like, even now. Like, so when most people think of Barbie, they're like, Barbie basically set the feminism movement back because this is this idealized woman. Like, nobody looks like her. Most people don't have her body proportions. Most people, most women will never hold those positions because, like, there's so few female CEOs. There has never been a female president of the United States. Female astronauts are limited numbers. Like, Barbie holds all of those jobs that women typically don't have. And it's meant to be this example of, if you apply yourself and you work hard enough, this can be you.
And that's the point of an ideal. Back in the day, for men, it was, well, at least for me. I can only speak for me, okay? Back in the day, I heard stories about Hercules, stories about, what's his name? Orpheus, and trying to get his wife back, Eurydice. Stories about becoming a hard worker and trying to do more. Hell, my grandfather would tell me stories about how hard he worked and how I could do better because he didn't want me to struggle like that. Hell, my dad did the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I grew up with the stories of, how hard people work and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Do you know what the term "pull yourself up by your bootstraps" means?
Not a goddamn thing.
Yeah, because your bootstraps are literally, there's a strap on the back of most boots, especially work boots. It means grab that and yank as hard as you can. Your own body weight is holding you down then. It's the Sisyphean struggle. You'll never get anywhere.
Now, by that same logic, the only thing not literally,
The only thing
but
holding you
basically-
back is yourself in that instance.
Exactly. Now, in that regard, push yourself and try to do better. But if you can't because of institutional racism or patriarchy in this case, with the movie, I mean, okay, yes, it makes sense, but that doesn't mean you don't try.
Yeah.
You have to try. Hell, we're trying to do something with this podcast. Yes, it was a hobby, but you know what? It's fucking fun. I like working on this shit.
Yeah, and
I don't mean just this recording. I mean, I like working on editing. Yes, it was annoying as fuck, but you know what? I learned and I got good at it.
it's fun in general. It's fun trying to come up with these topics, to find the movies we want to see. And yeah, we bounce around sometimes. But this is also a great outlet for our ADD tendencies that we have to keep in check because we have work. Like, our jobs demand focus. We can't daydream. We can't wander off topic because, I deal with money on a daily basis, so I have to be on top of that. Jorge deals with important information, the information of others on a daily basis. He has to stay focused on task, do things the way they tell us. That's what we have to do all day. We're doing this our fucking way. And our fucking way is random and fun.
Not just that. Okay, like you said, the ADHD, whatever the fuck. Whatever it's called now. I heard it's called Dave now.
I don't know.
Like, legit. What do you call it? I work with literally people who are tiring as all hell, either because they're impatient or they don't know information and I need to help them learn it or get it. You know what I mean? That's emotional labor. And for any mother out there who has had children, and little ones specifically, knows that is tiring as fuck.
Oh, yeah. Like, my job is not quite as tiring. I have some physical demands for my job, so it's not all the focus and dealing with people, but I have to interact face to face with customers. That gets tiring. There's one thing that in my life I deal with. It's my girlfriend Holly. She's a teacher, and sometimes we'll talk about our days, and like, I'm always really quick to remind her and point out that, especially when she has a bad day, like, I get that your job is technically more demanding. Like, her job is so much more mentally taxing than mine because she deals with children all day. And her job is the type of job where when she comes home, there's 3 hours of extra work she has to do because she has to get shit ready for the next day or the next week. And that's exhausting. And I've had jobs like that where I had to bring my work home with me, and I fucking hated every second of it. But also, I used to do a job that was not fulfilling. My current job, I'm happy with, I'm fulfilled with, but it can be both physically and mentally exhausting sometimes, because realistically, we all know it. Humans are fucking stupid.
And annoying as fuck, okay?
And,
yes.
The more you interact with people, the more you realize how stupid most people are. There are so many wonderful people in the world. We get that. We're not saying everybody's stupid. But when you work certain types of jobs, it's like all the stupid funnel directly to you.
Okay, life basically turns into Two-Face. Not the good Two-Face with the two-sided coin. No, the one who has the one-sided coin and always wants to kill you. That's the Two-Face you deal with in terms of the side of humanity.
Yeah, sometimes.
And statistically speaking, quite honestly, some days are so much worse than others. But every single day, there's something bad you see.
Yeah, but like I said, some days are worse than others. Some days I come home and I'm like, I did a great job today. I'm stoked for what I did, and I'm looking forward to going to work tomorrow. And then I go to work tomorrow and like, why the fuck am I here? And I think everybody has moments like that.
Agreed.
And you're also going to have those times when you come home from work and it's like, I can't believe this is my job, but I fucking hate it. I hate every day. But then the next day, you have that awesome, perfect day. It's like, it really lifts your spirits. It's like, you know what? This is awesome. This is fulfilling. This is rewarding. And, if you don't have those days often, it's good to have outlets, something to take your mind off of it. And that's what the podcast is for us. It is that time to unwind, that time to kind of let the mind go.
Now, specifically back to the movie, legit, because it does, what I'm going to say has something to do with this specifically. The fact that Barbie literally had her ideal, then she got humanized, as it were, and actually anthropomorphized works there.
Yeah, like, it kind of goes with the, like you said, the existential crisis. Like, the moment, like, her life is perfect, it's happy, nothing changes, it's exactly what she's ever wanted out of life. And the second any other thought crept into her head, the moment she questioned that perfection, she questioned that reality, she questioned that unchangingness, it's like her whole world just destroyed. Like, that simple question of, wait, can I die? Instantly shattered her entire world. Everything starts going bad for her because she had that one thought.
And she starts becoming basically human. Real.
Yeah. And it takes America Ferrera's character, I literally just spaced on the name of her character. And
Teresa, if I remember correctly.
I think it's Shasta. I forget. But it takes her, Gloria. Her name is Gloria.
Okay.
But it takes Gloria explaining what it is to be human and what it is to be a woman to kind of give Barbie back her zest for life. And Gloria's explanation is, it's kind of on the nose. It's like, you have to strive to be skinny, but you can't be so skinny that people think you're sick. You can't say you want to be thin, you have to say you want to be healthy, but you can't become a health nut because people start questioning it. You have to be pretty, but you can't be so pretty that you intimidate people with your looks, but you also can't be so pretty that you entice people. Like, you just have to be that certain level pretty. You have to remind men of their... You have to be a mother to all the men around you, but you can't remind them of their own mothers. And she has so many other examples, and it's like, yeah, that's a horrible thing, but that's the reality of it. And the fact that that's what she has to deal with day in, day out of her life, and still be a happy person, that's what makes Barbie be Barbie again. It's like, wait, you don't have to be perfect. Like, you're perfect because of imperfection.
Which is human.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, specifically, I personally relate to Barbie because I had my own awakening, as it were, and I came out as a genius. No, it's legit.
Yes.
In terms of... Okay, I'll tell you the story. Basically, I had one specific day at my job where I literally heard, I don't know how many times, people were talking about Shakespeare for some reason. I don't know what it was about that day. Okay? And they were literally quoting lines and saying, I don't understand this shit. And I remembered to when I was a kid. First time reading Shakespeare. I swear it was like 3rd or 4th grade. And then I remembered kids talking, saying basically the same thing. And I'm like, this is easy. Why the hell can't they understand it? And I thought, literally, basically any excuse. Okay? Are they not as smart as me? No, that can't be it. That's rude. Okay? Are they maybe not exposed to it? Because I literally watched a TV show on it. Or maybe they just hadn't been exposed to the same type of culture I had. All these other different excuses to make me think that, okay, maybe I'm the weird one. And I've always been the weird one. I never thought I was smart. I never thought people were stupid. I was just like, people are people. And then I found out No, I'm actually smart. Smarter than people. And it hit me for the first fucking time. And I was like, am I right about this? I questioned literally my entire existence up until now, and then I found out, yes, I'm right. I've been smart this entire time, and I questioned my life choices because I went to college. I could have gotten a scholarship. I didn't think I was smart enough. Okay? I couldn't afford college. I could have made and had so many different decisions. So many things open to me. And then I find out that no, I am more than enough. Okay? Which is basically what Barbie found out in this movie.
Jorge had a realization at 33 that I had at 15. And it's that everyone in the world, like, not everyone, but if you can live your life with the thought of every single person you meet is an idiot until they prove otherwise, you will be a happier person because you never question yourself then. It's not, oh, am I smart or not? Or am I just too smart? Am I weird because I know these things that these other people don't? No, they're fucking stupid. Now, those stupid people often do prove that, oh, they're actually very intelligent people. They just don't know this one thing. But I live by the, you have to prove to me that you are an intelligent person. Otherwise, I'm going to talk down to you. I'm going to treat you like you're fucking stupid. Because you probably are.
Now, I don't go that far. Okay? I'm just saying I had opportunities. Okay? I was, quote unquote, making myself meek when I didn't have to. I was over humbling myself. I don't know what the proper term for this is, but it's, I wasn't being me, basically.
See, Jorge went one way with it. Jorge embraced his intelligence, but also held himself back because he thought he was being weird. I embraced my intelligence, but also held myself back because I don't need because I always believed, and I still do, that I don't need pieces of paper to tell me I'm better than you. My experience tells me I'm better than you. The fact that I know these things that you don't know makes me better than you.
But people who are looked down upon, who are not trusted anymore, have made the world a better place for everybody. Yes, they've invented things that can kill other people. I'm talking about scientists. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Men and women who have literally dedicated their lives to the pursuit of knowledge, which is literally the academic equivalent of taking a small hammer and chipping little by little at a huge-ass rock to gain knowledge to make our lives easier.
Yeah, pretty much.
And nobody understands or appreciates that nowadays. Okay? This entire movie is basically that. Because Ken comes up with the knowledge, okay, and takes it back to Dreamland, to Barbie Land, and gives everybody patriarchy, which for some reason makes all the Barbies bimbos.
Okay, his knowledge is super flawed, but it's the first time that any new knowledge has ever entered the world. They've no concept of these things that he's talking about. They're so new. And sorry, my dog is weird. You be quiet. Like all these ideas he's putting forth about the patriarchy, about how men should be respected and how they should be treated. Those are new concepts, and everybody in Barbie World is like, huh, I never thought about it like that. That might be a better way to think of things. And it takes Gloria and stereotypical Barbie coming back to Barbie Land and explaining the flaws of both systems and how being flawed is actually the right way to be. It's impossible to be an idyllic version of a man, and it's impossible to be an idyllic version of a woman. Like these ideals are just that. They're ideals. They're unattainable. They're too perfect. And that breaks them out of it. That makes them realize that, oh, wait, So my accomplishments are mine, and nothing can take that away from me.
Now, that being said, the entire plan to turn all the Kens against each other and then acting like bimbos basically to attract their attention in order to keep them distracted so that they can keep turning all the Barbies back into non-brainwashed versions.
It's basically a commentary on toxic masculinity and alpha male syndrome.
Not just that.
The Joe Rogan effect.
Not just that. I'd also call it a commentary on modern dating, just because prior to everything, women were expected to get married, men were expected to work all day, and now everybody's doing their own thing, which, again, that's the way everybody chooses. Fine. But basically, they're putting forth that the cure is, let's go back to that. Because women were acting like bimbos to attract men's attention. Men were acting like they wanted something. They're Kens. They don't have a sexual drive, but you get the idea. Okay? From the women, specifically in this case, attention.
Well, that's because the society they had before also never had the concept of marriage to it. It had women can be anything. Women are, because they're intelligent, because they're strong, because they're independent, they don't need men. So Ken is just a fun friend to have around who's just not the other Barbies.
I don't disagree, but at the same time, it's like before it was the men were in the quote-unquote play in terms of the dating dynamics of the men, and the men were in the dating dynamic of the woman.
Yeah.
Because the men were chasing the women, quote-unquote, but instead of
they were and they weren't.
It's a weird dynamic.
Before Ken brings back the patriarchy, most of the Kens don't seem to give a fuck. Like, Beach Ken, which is Ryan Gosling's Ken. He's Beach Ken.
Yes.
He's the one who's obsessed with his Barbie, the stereotypical Barbie. He needs her to love him. His function in life is to fall under the female gaze, to have her look at him longingly, to even have her look at him, period. So he's always trying to get her attention, do something to be with her. He doesn't want to ever be away from her because he needs her validation.
And again, stereotypically, women held that role.
Yeah, and he's the only Ken like that. All the other Kens are just like, okay, cool. So I'm going to go hang out at the beach. Hey, Barbie, you want to come with us? No? Fuck it. Hey, Ken, let's play some football. The other Kens are happy to just exist.
Except for Alan.
Alan hates his life, but Alan should never have existed to begin with. Like, Alan, literally, like, even the real world toy of Alan, his box literally says, he's Ken's buddy. All of Ken's clothes fit him. That's it. That's the descriptor of what the fuck Alan is. Alan was made just so you could have a Ken with a different face.
He's literally the redheaded, beaten stepchild in the Barbieverse.
Pretty much.
Now, fine. If he's the only one with that, though, then where is, quote-unquote, his existential crisis that brought this about? He should be like the other Kens, happy.
No, his existential crisis is because of his Barbie. He's so obsessed with her. He only exists for the Barbie and Ken. The other Kens are happy to be Ken. He is the Ken that is better part of Barbie and Ken. He needs the couple. He needs the pair. In his head, there's no sense of self. He is and Ken. He's not I'm Ken.
And that's definitely beyond his Ken.
Pretty much, yes. But that's why when he brings back the patriarchy, he so easily rallies all of the Kens, and basically his words are inspiring them for the "We are Ken, we are Legion."
If any Catholic priest hears that, run.
If you see a Catholic priest in general, run.
Fuck off.
Hey, those robes.
If you're a little kid, run.
Those robes, they're kind of swishy. They're hard to run in. Run. You'll get away.
moving on. Seriously, the end of or climax of the movie is all the Kens were about to vote to change the constitution of the Barbie land in order to make sure that they have more power or all the power. Which one was the change?
All the power. They wanted to change it so that Ken would be president. Kens had the power to vote. Kens had the Supreme Court. Basically, everything Barbie had would be the Kens. And everything the Kens have, which is nothing, would be the Barbies.
Now, obviously, that's bad. But at the same time, you know what? I'm going to say it. The feminazi world that is Barbie, okay, was annoying as fuck in terms of they have no positions. But at the same time, you know what? Men know how it feels now. I am completely serious about that.
Yeah, I think that's part of the commentary for the actual narrator's commentary of at the end when it's like, wait, but we don't want things to go back to the way they were. Let's do it differently. And then when the Kens go, well, can we have at least one seat in the Supreme Court? No, but I'll give you a lower court. And the narrator comes in with, and maybe one day, hopefully, sometime in the future, the Kens will finally have as much power in the Barbie world as women have in the real world, which is not much and always second class to the ruling race, which is, in Barbie world, women.
Like I said, things are changing.
They were changing because before the Kens had absolutely no power, so they were at least willing to compromise and give them some modicum of power. But it's that token gesture. It's like, oh, women can be CEO in our modern world now. They still get paid less than a man doing the exact same job.
Okay, let's be honest, okay? In terms of that regard, they've done the study again, and they've said that in terms of hours worked and all that jazz, it is the same pay. The only difference is women are out of work more because of either getting pregnant or other things. They don't work the same.
Yeah, but why don't we pay women maternity leave then?
No, I agree with you there completely. I'm just trying to put things in.
Like when you do the math, there is, by the math, the straight hard numbers, there is no gender pay gap. If you're doing the exact same job, you're getting paid the exact same thing. Yet, when you look at the real numbers, women typically make about half of a man doing the exact same job. That cannot entirely be blamed on the fact that women have children. And if it is, that would probably be the rallying cry for, well, then maybe we should stop having children and let society die out. If a woman can never make a living without a man because she can't earn money because she has children.
No, hold on. I'm almost getting to that, okay? Now, again, hour for hour worked in the same positions. It's the same pay. The problem is having kids, like you said. Now, I'm not saying that having kids is an issue, okay? Have kids if you want to, okay? If you don't want to have kids, don't have kids. What I'm saying is, like you said, things need to be made more... okay, the term in Spanish is parejo, but I don't know how to say it in English. Straight, more
equal,
level.
Equivalent.
Equal, yes. Okay, like you said, maternity leave, okay? Put it out there, okay? But in that same vein, I would say give men paternity leave.
Yeah, honestly, it should. If we want to make it an equal wage, or truly equal, and completely eliminate the wage gap, forced paternity leave. If women have no choice but to take time off of work to have a child, it's just for their general health, and they're not getting paid for it, or they're not getting paid enough, and then that skews the numbers so that it makes it look like men are getting more for doing the same job because technically they're working more hours. Fuck it. If your wife goes on maternity leave, guess what? You've just lost your job for that same amount of time. Whatever she gets paid to be off the clock to take care of her baby, you get paid to be off the clock to take care of that baby. And that eliminates the wage gap.
I agree. No, wholeheartedly. Okay. in that same vein, okay, I literally have heard stories from my uncles and stuff how, okay, they're all Mexicans, not all of them.
Yeah.
Two of them that I can remember, okay, who are like, I wanted to be there to see my kid grow up, you know, literally play with the kid.
But they had to work and provide because
Their wife couldn't.
the wife was at home. Yeah, and I get that. And that's where the wage gap comes in. It's the fathers who never take time off of work, who keep working to provide. And that's what people forget about. But then there's also the single mothers. Like a single mother who has no choice but to take maternity leave because she had a child. They should get paid more so that they're not losing that money. Because even if it's only 2-3 weeks, which is not enough time, by the way.
It has to be at least 3 months, at least.
Yeah, minimum 3 months. 3 to 5 is what maternity leave should be. But sometimes it's only 2 to 3 weeks. That's an entire paycheck that you've lost. That's enough to ruin people financially. Like, with my new job, now I have paid time off. So for when I'm sick, or just in general, I get vacation time. So I do take sick days now. I do take paid days off occasionally. When I was at my other job, if I had to take any amount of time off because I was sick, because I just needed to be home for my family, it ruined me for months because I had to use up all my savings to make up that gap of I lost an entire paycheck because I wasn't getting paid.
Exactly. I mean, especially nowadays after COVID, basically 70% of the country has almost no savings.
Yeah, because they did not pay us enough to be off of work.
And not just that. I mean, with inflation and everything costs at least twice as much.
And that is 1,000% because of greedflation. It's these multi-billion-dollar companies who are still turning billions of dollars of profit a year and then raising prices but not raising wages. And they're like, oh, if we've raised wages, we have to raise prices. Well, you're raising prices without raising the wages. So, fuck it. If you're going to charge me more, pay me more.
And not just that. You're reporting record winnings. Record revenues. There we go. Like, how are you able to do that and then at the same time say, we need the money because inflation? You raised the prices first. Don't even.
Yeah, I mean, you can't give me a pizza party where you barely spent $1,000 and say, hey, thanks for the hard work. We turned a profit of $9.5 billion this year, but we didn't quite hit that 9.7 we were projected, so you can't have a raise. Fuck you. Take your pizza party and give me that $1,000. Give everyone on my team that $1,000. You can afford it.
Now, back to the movie. In that regard, they change everything. They make the Kens fight each other because men fight, I guess. And this is an entire interestingly funny war sequence involving sports stuff, archery, and then a dance sequence.
And it's a legit musical for like 10 minutes straight. About.
And then from there we have all the Kens finding out, wait, we were supposed to vote to change the Constitution. Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they got so wrapped in beaching each other off that they forgot to vote.
And then we have all the Barbies at the courthouse.
And they won because, between all the Barbies plus Alan and Sugar Daddy Ken and Magic Earring Ken, they had more than enough votes to overturn the other Ken. And even if the other Kens had voted, they were outnumbered.
Yep.
Like, I think the Kens' whole thing was if all the Kens voted together, they would outvote the Barbies. But I also think that because the Barbies were brainwashed, they weren't going to vote anyways because, well, Ken wants to change the Constitution, so we should let him.
And then this movie ends with the creator of Barbie, what's her name?
Ruth Handler.
Ruth Handler telling her, you can become real, but you have to know what that involves. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing my job as your creator. So basically, playing the part of God, quote unquote. And from there, they found out, yes, there's pain, there's love, there's sacrifice, there's beautifulness, there's happiness, there's sadness.
Yeah.
And then the family of Gloria, Sasha, and her husband, what the hell was his name?
Give me a second. They actually have his name. He's just Gloria's husband.
Okay, he's not even named. Good lord. Okay, they have Gloria's husband, and they drop Barbie off. They'll be waiting for her, and it ends with, we think it's a job. She goes in, and what is it? It's not a job. It's a gynecologist visit. Which makes sense, because she's never had a vagina.
True.
So she's long overdue, because Barbie came out in the 60s?
Yeah, I believe.
So it's been 60 years. She's never had one. She doesn't know what to do with it. Gotta get it checked out. What? Seriously?
No, you're right. You're right.
Your laugh is like incredulous. I'm like, I don't think that's right. Like, no, it's right.
I mean, it's so right, it's wrong.
Whatever. Okay. And that's how the movie ends with, I wouldn't even call it a lesson, really.
Barbie came out in 1959.
59, fine. So yeah, almost 60 years.
Yep.
And Ken is left to wander Barbie land, knowing that he cannot be with Barbie, and at the same time, it's not Barbie and Ken. It's Barbie and it's Ken. He is Ken. And he has to find out what that means on his own.
Yes. But they finally got him to accept the Ken is me. I am Ken. Not we are Ken.
Besides that, then I would honestly actually like to see a sequel to this with Ken being the main character, being like, who is Ken without Barbie? I would actually like to see that.
I think that actually would be kind of cool. I also, I would love to see a movie of all the misfit Barbies. Like, all the canceled and recalled and discontinued Barbies. Like, let's do an entire movie that focuses on Midge and Magic Earring Ken and Sugar Daddy Ken. But let's get those one-off, knockoff ones. Like, where's the anatomically correct Ken? Where's Tattoo God. Ken? Where's S&M Barbie?
No, tell me that's not actually a thing.
I mean, people made them, but they're not real. Like, they're real in the sense that you can buy them, but they're not official. It's just people who are really good with leatherworking made real BDSM gear for Barbie and Ken dolls. I mean, you can find a bunch of photos of it online.
Mattel would never go for it. Mattel.
Yeah,
that
I know.
Still doesn't sound right.
They sued the creators of the anatomically correct Ken hard. Like, the only reason I know about it is it was a Chicago company, and they were on Wild Chicago.
I missed that show.
Yeah. That same company, the company that made Tattoo Barbie. They made an anatomically correct Ken who had a little lever on his back so he could pop a boner.
No.
Yep. And then
why?
Because?
Okay. They had, what was her name? Skipper or whatever? The one with the boobs?
They'd grow up Skipper.
Okay, that was weird enough. They have Papa Erection Ken.
This was not an official Ken. This was somebody made one.
Yes, but the fact that they had an official Skipper that had bigger boobs. No.
Well, I mean, for the girls going through puberty, you should have a doll that represents you, so it grows with you.
I guess. Okay, it doesn't seem right. Just whatever. Fuck.
I mean, it never seems right.
I think we're done. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, this was definitely a good movie. I would highly recommend watching it.
I would recommend watching it, but at the same time, I really hope you're well read, honestly, because this is all over the fucking place.
And honestly, watching it for the Easter eggs and the little references to other movies. Like, this movie is full of references to other movies, including Proust Barbie, which is an entirely made up Barbie just for this movie, but it's their tie to Oppenheimer. Like, they literally just put that in there because they knew this movie was going to come out on the same day as Oppenheimer in theaters.
Of course. All right, everybody.
I mean, okay, I have to point this out, though, because I have the wiki page open. I gotta say it. One of the most controversial Barbie dolls ever created was in 2001 called Oreo School Time Barbie. It is a black Barbie doll with Oreo in big letters across the front of the box. That's inappropriate. Way to go, Mattel.
And you ask why I called them Mattel.
Yeah.
Just wow. What?
Oh, nothing. I'm just looking at all the stupid lawsuits Mattel has had over the years for suing people for making Barbies.
You know what? It's a good movie. It's a complex movie. Literally.
Like, the story of Barbie, of this movie, is surprisingly deep for a dumb movie about a plastic doll.
And not dumb because the writing was dumb. No. Okay, parts of the writing were dumb. But no. Specifically, this movie is a lot deeper than just a doll. And it's basically this doll's entire legacy.
Pretty much. I mean, well, it's just like Barbie used to be always listed as this inappropriate, unrealistic ideal for body shape and size. Because when they originally did the original Barbie, and she took that Barbie and made its proportions human-sized, like, nobody could be that weirdly skinny. But I forgot what year it was. They widened the waist of the doll a little bit so that it would be more realistic. And Margot Robbie is almost exactly those proportions. So she technically is the real living Barbie.
Okay.
I mean, the digits are off by a little, but not so much that you can say it's unrealistic anymore. What is unrealistic is in 1965, the Barbie Dream House came with a bathroom scale that was permanently set at 110. So, canonically, all Barbies are 110 pounds.
No!
Just saying.
I get it. But no! Jesus. Look, the movie is equal parts brilliant, equal parts annoying, equal parts just a satirization, basically, of what Barbie actually represented, and also what it is supposed to represent, and how that has affected the world.
Oh, I mean, in the 70s, Barbies used to come up with a book called How to Lose Weight, and on the back cover it had a big banner that said, "Don't eat." Yep, that's a real thing. You used to get boxed with Barbie. Mattel has done some bad things over the years. Luckily, they keep listening to the public and that's a dumb idea. You should stop doing that. Or that's kind of wrong. Maybe you should change that.
Okay, that's a good thing. Sometimes, most times, probably, but more recently than not, it's been bullshit. Because, things like Twitter and other shit that seem to be really, really loud, and people are saying, "This is bullshit, stop." And then other people are like, "No, don't stop, you're doing a good job." And then other things that people are saying, "Stop that, that's not good." Twitter's saying, "Nope, keep going, you're doing good, keep it up." And they're listening to the wrong side.
Yeah.
It's not that easy anymore, is what I'm getting at.
True. I mean, so many things just aren't easy anymore. They're not necessarily harder, they're just not easy.
I'd call it harder. You don't know what side to listen to or who's right.
Well, that's why sometimes independent research is best. But, yeah, I agree. I think we're done with this one. Again, great movie. Highly recommend it. Well worth the watch. We don't get paid at all for this, but fuck it. If you find this movie on DVD or Blu-ray, go buy it. This movie's actually worth having in your collection. It's a good movie.
I would recommend a college class watch this. Seriously. This is deep as fuck.
And honestly, it's a good, just from a filmmaking point of view, like, the scenes of the Barbie dream houses. They actually built those. Like, they made miniatures. They made full-size ones people could walk in. I mean, yeah, then they ended up CGing it just because they needed it to look realistically fake. And the models didn't look fake enough. Like, they looked too real. Because they had to be able to hold the weight of people walking on them.
Alright.
But it's still, it's the fact that it's that kind of flawless of, we had a real model to work off of, so we know where the light's going to hit, we know where the shadows are, and we could just CG over it. Like, they did it the way you're supposed to. You use CG to enhance the physical. You did not just digital the entire thing and fuck it up. Talking to you, fucking, The Thing, 2011.
Okay. Like we said, this is the end. This is a good movie. Go out, buy it. We recommend it. Both of us, which is kind of rare.
Yeah, we rarely both highly agree on movies, especially agreeing with you should go out and buy this. It's not just everybody should see this movie. You should own this movie.
Like this, I would be surprised if this does not get added to the National Register thing with the Library of Congress.
Yeah, and honestly, as of this recording, this movie has been nominated for multiple Oscars. We hope it wins. It might not win all of its categories. So far, I know for a fact the Ken song is nominated for Best Song in a Movie. Ryan Gosling and America Ferrera are both nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I forget, there's one other award that they're nominated for. I hope they win. They might not sweep their categories, but I hope they win some.
I honestly would not say Best Costume because some of these changes were a little
Yeah, I don't think they're nominated for Best Costume.
Okay, good.
Like I said, I forget what their other category is. I mean, I could look it up, but I'm kind of done looking things up for this movie for tonight. So we're going to leave you there. You have a good night. Be good to one another.
And remember, keep the faith.
Bye-bye.